Fables. My classmates and I in Miss Weidert's class have been working very hard on some magnificent fables. We have the privilege to be sharing some of our fables with you today, so relax and enjoy the show.
A Catastrophe by Nora Babbitt. One warm afternoon, as the sun began to filter through the windows of the huge mansion, Skimbles the cat prowls the room to find the perfect place for a long nap.
I can barely get my eyes open.
She finally finds an empty bag positioned right next to the window. Meanwhile, Camille the dog, who also called the mansion her home, flicks her tail back and forth, nearly reaching her sides, as if a whip. She had been chewing on her favorite toy. She becomes so content and distracted that her tail knocks a precious vase belonging to her owner off the table.
Oh no! Owner's gonna be terribly mad at me, right? How will I make it up to him?
Skimbles had awakened during the chaos and summons Camille to help her out of the bag for which she is stuck.
Camille!
Camille enters the sunlit room and sluggishly approaches the bag that Skimbles had been snoozing in and peers in.
I saw what just happened. You did? Are you gonna tell her, Harold? Not unless you help me out of the bag. Promise? Yes. Okay.
Little did Camille know, Skimbles was planning on heading to the park where creatures of great and small gathered to have fun and relax.
Guess what? Clumsy Camille destroyed our owner Harold's precious vase. After Skimbles shared her story, word spread from animal to animal. Owner Harold stopped by the park on his way home and overheard the animals talking about clumsy Camille. What's all the commotion around here? Camille destroyed my vase?
Skimbles never told owner Harold, whom she had promised not to tell, although she knew he would still find out.
Camille, what happened? Accidentally broke your vase. How did you know? I didn't tell owner Harold. I will forgive you, but I'm pretty sure if you help me clean up. I'm very sorry.
Although everything is resolved, Camille still learns not to trust Skimbles. And the moral of the story is... don't let the cat out of the bag! Hill Pop and Rhino by Lizzie Stewart. One day, Rita the Rhino was plopped on her couch, eating Cheetos Puffs and watching The Real Housewives of Miami, when she saw an infomercial on TV for pills that guarantee to make you skinny.
Have you ever imagined jumping into the pond without making a big splash? If so, you should try out these brand new skinny pills. They'll make you lose weight in just over 3 days. That's right, just 3 days.
3 days? OMG, I need those right now.
She decided to spend all her money on the pills, and they showed up at her door a few days later.
They came!
She plopped back on her couch, as usual, popped one of the pills, and waited.
I hope these work.
A few days later, Rita decided to look in the mirror and observe her brand new slim figure. Later that day, Rita decided to invite her friend Ginger Giraffe over to her house.
OMG, what happened to you?
I took diet pills from the infomercial. Look, it's on now.
Don't forget that skinny pills will make you lose weight in just over 3 days. For more information, call 1-800-821-SKINNY or go online at www.skinnypills.com. Oh God, come with me. I'll show you how to get fit.
The two friends were so excited they went to Lululemon to get matching headbands. And then they left Rita's house to go for a 9-mile run. Once they got back, Rita decided to look in the mirror and observe her brand new slim figure. What she saw surprised her.
I'm skinnier than ever!
Go, Rita!
Thanks so much, Ginger!
Yay, anytime, Rita. Hi, neck.
As the two friends said this, they did their secret hand or neck shake and lived happily ever after. And the moral is,
Don't believe everything you see on TV and don't do drugs.
Kangaroo Stubbornness, written by Sam Auditory. It was the last day of school in Australia, and Kangaroo and Dog were walking to school.
He better not be late again. They should never be furious that people late again.
Calm down, bless his school, Mike. Chill.
Dog always worried about everything, what to wear, who to talk to, what if he has to go to the bathroom, and Kangaroo never worried at all.
Phew, that was a close one. We almost were late.
We'll be making our time night.
Hi class, it's the last day of school today, but we have our final exam. I know, you think I'm crazy, but we have to do it. On the bright side, it's the last test of the year.
Kangaroo and Dog grabbed the paper and get to work. Kangaroo is not relaxed anymore. His hands are shaking and there's sweat dripping from his forehead. Oh, and he had a little situation in his pants. As Kangaroo got closer to the end of the test, he finally thought.
I'm the last question.
When Kangaroo looked at the last question, his head almost flew off.
What? We have same ingredient pie? We haven't even won that yet. That's like, I don't know, college stuff? Shh! I quit!
As Kangaroo said this, he started banging on the table. He crumpled up his paper, broke his pencil, and flipped his desk.
Kangaroo, this is unacceptable. Go in the hall. We'll talk to you later.
As the other students finished up, Kangaroo sat in the hall flabbergasted about the last question. 10 minutes later, Mr. Duck came out into the hall.
Kangaroo, what happened in there?
Well, I was on last question, right? And the whole test was easy like you said it would be. Last question was the ingredient pie. We haven't won that yet in math, right?
Seriously, Kangaroo, you didn't have to name an ingredient in math term pie. You hadn't even ingredient in the food pie.
The moral is, don't overthink simple tasks.
Giraffe's Tree is no longer safe. Written by Lucy Weirman. Once upon a time, there was a brother and sister giraffe that lived in South Africa. Their names were Gary and Sydney. The two giraffes were home chilling and hanging out just like any other normal day.
Hey, sister. What do you want to do today? I'm hungry. I want to go to the tree like yesterday and the day before.
I'm so sick of the same old apples. Maybe we should find an orange tree or some grapes.
No, wait. Let's just go. Come on, Gary.
So Sydney convinces Gary to follow. Gary and Sydney visit the same tree they have visited for every meal every day for the past year. They enjoy a nice stroll to the beautiful apple tree.
Yes. What's that orange thing by our tree?
I have no clue. Maybe it's an orange. You might actually get your wish.
All of a sudden, Lion appears from behind the apple tree with a grin on his face.
Do you come here often?
Without thinking, Sydney replied,
Every single meal, every single day. It's our favorite. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Ah, very nice.
That night, Gary had an awful dream that the lion was going to try to eat them and was very scared to go to the tree the next day, knowing that the lion could be there. Waking up flustered, Gary decided to tell Sydney about what happened.
I just had a terrible nightmare that the lion was going to eat us. Everything will be fine. He was very nice.
I didn't like the grin in his face, and he seemed very mysterious. And anyways, change couldn't hurt.
Let's just go.
The giraffes ended up going to the same tree the next day. They finished up their meal and everything was okay. Later that day, Gary begged and begged to go to a different tree.
Please, Sydney, you don't understand. It was horrific. Everything will be okay. Everything was fine yesterday, right? Why wouldn't it be okay today?
Whatever. The siblings went to the same tree for lunch. They were about to take a nice juicy bite of a leaf when the lion lunges out from behind a bush and tries to eat them. They run as fast as they could all the way home. Once the giraffes got home, they decided they should try something new once in a while.
Everything will be okay. He was very nice. I'm so sorry. You were right. I should have listened to you.
And the moral is, sometimes it's good to go with your gut.
The Epic Fail by Brienne Root. I am filling in as narrator for Maxwell Swatting. One warm spring day after school in Greenwood County, Fox, Giraffe, and Pig were walking home from school. It was finally a beautiful day without rain or snow. All the animals were excited to enjoy the nice weather and company of friends. Unfortunately, something was hanging over their heads.
Mr. Nelson, New York City test this round. How ridiculous. Who cares? Well, I kind of do. Hey, let's go to my house. You can stop at Chick-fil-A, grab some waffle fries, and watch me play the board. I got some bread boxes tonight. That sounds dominant. Okay, I might have to come in.
Pig was hesitant about skipping review for the test, but went along with Giraffe and Fox anyway because she thought it was the cool thing to do. After picking up Chick-fil-A, Fox, Giraffe, and Pig went to Fox's house.
Are you going to review your study at all for the test tomorrow? Who cares about reviewing? That's what nerds do. Do you really want to be a nerd? No, but you what? Just watch TV with us. Oh look, Infinity War is on.
After one final thought and hesitation, Pig finally gave in. It was as if their eyes were glued to the television. The three animals continued watching Infinity War 2 and Infinity War 3 until the next morning.
I can't believe this. We're going to be late for school and it's testing day.
The three animals arrived at school winded, just in time for directions. Mr. Nels passes out the large packet.
Guys, can you put the putty away? Here's your packet. Oh no, I don't remember how to do this.
When Pig, Giraffe, and Fox got their grades back, they all got the same grade.
This is the grade I usually get. Yeah, me too. I'm usually a straight A student. I can't believe this. I should have studied instead of watching TV.
And the moral of the story is, if you pretend to be someone you're not, you will get what they get.
Once upon a time, in the fields outside a forest, on a sweltering spring morning, two friends, Owl and Cheetah, were strolling home from school. They lived near each other in a large city on the other side of the forest.
Today is such a nice day today.
Well, I have an idea. Let's take the forest road home. It'd be a nice way to cool off, and this sun is unbearable.
Okay, fine.
The two of them talked and chatted as they followed the road that slithered over lush green hills of mystery. Dark bend after dark bend awaited them. And just as they rounded a dark, misty bend, the headlights of a sleek black car pulled around and screeched to a halt next to them.
Good afternoon. Hold on, we're going to ask why we're walking along this road. Have you not heard about the suspected kidnappers in these woods?
What do you mean?
Seriously, I was stopped by
Cheetah, in a panic, jumped into the car and beckoned for Owl.
Owl, come on.
No.
Would you rather be kidnapped or rescued?
Rescued. There are no kidnappers in these woods except for Fox.
But Cheetah didn't listen to Owl. He was too busy looking for any kidnappers that he didn't realize that Fox had locked the door and was flooring the gas pedal to as fast as it could go. It was only until Cheetah looked at Fox that he realized he was being kidnapped. Meanwhile, Owl, in a panic to save his friend, hopped from branch to branch along the road. Then he soared up into the sky, catching a glimpse of Fox's license plate. As fast as his little wings could carry him. Owl sailed all the way back to the nearest local police station.
Please help me. My friend was kidnapped by an evil fox and his license plate number is ABC1234. Will you help me?
Finally, they hit gold. They had found Cheetah in Fox's lair.
Thank you, Owl. You saved my life.
You're welcome. But remember, I'm the wise one.
And after that, Cheetah and Owl lived happily ever after, safe and sound from any evil foxes. Cheetah had learned his lesson from his mistake, and he felt wiser with that knowledge. And the moral of the story is...
Be careful of who you trust.
Thank you for coming to our Fables. We hope that you have learned a thing or two from our morals. Have a great rest of your day and a great weekend.